你是带酒吗？
带酒。然后你知道哪个是虎跳的入口？
虎跳峡。
对。
虎跳峡。
对，哪个是入口的？
虎跳峡要打车去才行。
对。
很远。
对，我会打车，但是不知道哪个地址用那个地址。
你打车的话，司机会告诉你的入口的话。
OK。
虎跳峡就是说你要去景区里面吗？
对。
景区里面只有一个入口。
所以我打车的时候，我可以告诉他帮我找那个。
对，好让他带起来
呢。不要。Wow. Nothing compares to speaking a bit of the language of the place you're visiting. I just had my morning coffee, and while the coffee owner prepared it, we had a small exchange about his hometown in Guilin, which I visited last year in summer, and it was so warm and so nice. And I think these are moments that we should really cherish as humanity. You know, we bond over coffee. It's beginning to rain a bit. Will this ruin the day? Let's see. If I were still a college student, I would take the bus. But I am, after all, a working woman and I have a salary. So I'm just going to pay the price of getting there with the taxi for about 1 hour. 这样的地方有他们的特点和特殊，更有意思的。We're living behind the comfort of the city for the wilderness of the streets, apparently. Because I haven't done my homework, of course it's much more harder to find the starting of the hike. We have 1 hour delay, but we're finally here and I need to buy my ticket to go up on the hiking trail. I'm just a bit upset that all these stairs I'll have to climb back up. Okay, let's do this. So we're gonna buy a ticket and we're gonna go to the restroom and then that's it. Yay, we're here finally. Great. 你好。我想买一个爬山的票，单票，爬山的。你需要我的护照？我们也要去滑水场，去哪可以来这边？欢迎使用支付宝。45 块 ，Thank you， 谢谢。This is it, guys. We are here. We found the starting spot. National Geographic recommended route in China. Top 10 classical hiking trails in the world. Starting point from the hiking trail. The route is 23 kilometers long in total. 2 days hike. Let's go! The hike I was on was definitely not the trail I was supposed to be. It was an ultra trail or something. So now I'm just like trying to orientate myself through a farmer path. Trying to find my way back to here. Thank God we have maps me. A road. We have a road. Yeah. Where I came from. How this looks like. That was not the road. So now I'm going back and I see a highway, which is probably the road I need. It's definitely a road, and that is definitely the village I'm looking for. Let's go. No. Ducking. Wait, that's the hiking trail. Okay. Based on what we've seen, this is not something to play with. The best hand. I was about to get lost yet again and go with the donkeys when all I needed was go with the cows. And it was the farmers who screamed after me like very Romanian grandpas. Ah! Don't go there! Don't go there! Hey! Hello? You're giving me some milk? Joking. I can't drink milk. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that it shouldn't be so hard to find your path. And even if you get lost, I mean, there's literally a gorge there to orientate yourself. But there's so many tracks, and I guess if you're lost thoughts like me, this can happen. We continue. Oh yeah, and it's a paradise. Spider lovers. The one thing I absolutely love in China, although sometimes it becomes annoying, is that wherever you have people, you have business. So let's grab a snack at this little forest in the middle of nowhere. I am going to buy something for the effort that this person is putting every day to bring stuff here. 好，有什么好的吃小吃？哎，在这个哦，这个还多少？
我只买5元嘛，他们都买10元的，一盒10元，你只买5元。
Snacky break is done. Just had delicious Yunnan chocolate. Let's go. I have no idea. So pretty. Okay. I think I'm so lucky because this morning it was raining and now the weather is quite perfect because it's not too hot, although I'm dying and sweaty like crazy, but it's also not raining. I'm always kind of suspicious when the trail is going down, when I'm not even halfway to my destination. And if this is wrong, then that means I will have to climb it back. Maps me, don't disappoint. Okay, I almost shit myself and I don't know how to go further now because the worst case scenario happened, which is a viper is on the path. A viper, and I was just about to step on it because I saw some shit earlier and I was just thinking, what type of animal is shitting like that? And yeah, look at this. Okay, mom. How the... I don't know. Okay, it's moving. It's moving. It's moving. Please go. Yes. Go, 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 go. Go. Promise I won't do anything to you. Yay! Go, baby, go! So that's viper. I guess now my eyes will just be stuck to the ground. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Be noisy, be noisy, be noisy. All the animals, I'm coming! Da-da-da-da-da-da. That was a close one, honestly. That was so close. Like, I stepped right next to it, and then I was like, shit! This is not a spider! This is a This is also why, my friends, you always wear high socks, high thick socks, and then pants if it's not too hot. I actually took down my long pants because it was too hot. But when you're going to places where you know there's snakes, better just be prepared and protected. And you know, if you get into bushes, they're going to scratch your skin. Just keep those pants on, you know? Fuck. Because summer will turn into fall when you leave me, you're gone. You know, my back started to hurt me and I wanted to complain about it, about my bag. But then just a moment ago, I seen an old lady who was about 150 meters, who had something like this size, filled with hay, with little tree branches. You know, she was just like carrying that on the mountain. She was at least 70-year-old. So I guess no complaining for me today. Have you guys ever seen this? Do you know what this is? This? It's the cover, the green cover of a walnut tree. And it smells so good. This smells like my childhood. Basically, if we're breaking this into two, we're going to have those fresh walnut tree buds. And they're going to be delicious. And in Romania, we eat this with some salt. Oh God, all this corn means only one thing. Boiled corn! We're finally here, Nasi guest house. Look, it looks like the heaven there because I'm so hungry. I'm gonna try and see if they're going to still have some. I'm going to try and see if they still have some food because I'm late by 2 hours. That's like 2. Yeah, I'm so hungry. This is so beautiful. I am so hungry. I'm going to eat anything. This is great. Started to have a bit of a blurred view. I think my glucose level is quite low. But most important thing, charging. Electricity. And dude, I'm really not a Coca-Cola fan because that's very good for health, but sometimes, just sometimes, I need to make my dad proud. Fried banana, these are my best. I had a delicious lunch and I got over some blurred vision, and now we're going to hike the 28th bend. We'll look at this view, by the way. After a brief conversation with the girl who was helping around, 18, she reminded me of me helping my parents, and she's gonna pass the Gaokao, the famous Chinese exam, next year. So I encourage her to work hard, and hopefully she's gonna go to the big city she wants to go to once she passes that exam. And I'm also happy because the weather improved while I had my quick lunch. Let's go. One thing that you guys need to pay attention to when you're climbing at high altitude, it's sun protection and hat. So sun protection, sunscreen, I didn't use enough when I went to Kyrgyzstan. At higher altitude, it's like when you're going skiing or snowboarding. At higher altitude, there is less oxygen to filter the radiation, so you get burned much easier. That's why I constantly reapply sunscreen, so you don't get burned shoulders, burned nose, burned ears. Wear a hat so you don't get sunstroke. You see, there's one thing that I don't like in China and elsewhere, and that's it. It's this. In order for many people to reach these beautiful places, we have this sort of transformations and modernization of the hiking path, which suddenly turn into a park trail instead of like real hiking trail. And honestly, I'd rather risk being bitten by a snake or, you know, getting all muddy, because I feel like that's the purpose of a wild hike. Adventure and getting to know real nature. But this This looks too much like a park, you know? But at the same time, these things also enable people, more people, to get in touch with nature and to understand its value. And also, by monetizing the entry to these parks, you have a larger budget to protect these natural areas from, I don't know, residential, commercial development. Whew. I take back everything I said. This, God bless whoever did this path through the forest. This is really hard, guys, but the view worth the pain. And then go back on this track. Yeah, I think it's written in blood, honestly. What do they mean? Gain energy to tackle the 28. This was not a 28 bends. Wow! Okay, 在这里可以拍照。So we reached this crazy place. Look at this, guys. Look at this. I'm all sweaty and I can't believe that this is happening because there is another 4 hours and a half that I still need to walk to get to my place. Let's see if we make it. It's basically, it's there somewhere.